Alrighty then. Happy Sunday. What is going on, everybody? Let me turn this fan off and let a couple people know I'm live. I'm live right now. What's going on, Michael Dolan? How are you, my friend? Is that my friend Bruce? What's going on, Bruce? How you doing, buddy? So let me turn this off. Towards the end of the week, what happens is I've compiled a bunch of tabs along the top of my of my um, of my thing here and of my computer, and across the tabs on my computer are all of these different um, cases of police brutality that I wanted to cover during the week. But then by Sunday it comes around and I take a look at the tabs on the top of my computer screen, and there are cases that I have not covered. There are people that have been beaten, cheated, prosecuted, persecuted by the police in this country. And, you know, when you have a voice and you're able to express yourself and people gather around to hit the like button, hit the like button, just take your finger and hit the like button real quick. Just take your finger and just give a little tappy on the like button, if you would, and then drop in that comment section real quick. OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Okay, so those are the important things. We got to get the important things out of the way. We got to get those things out of the way. Where are you guys watching from? Just real quick, right in the comment section. Let me pull my phone up so I can read some comments. What's up, Playboy? I'm going to show you guys some stuff today. I'm going to show you guys some stuff. I'm going to show you a couple things. But let me pull up here. Let me put a little fanage on here. Let me read some of your comments here. Put a little fanage on here. See there? Sorry about that. Okay. Massachusetts is in the hizzy. What is going on? McMinnville, Oregon. I actually been in McMinnville, Oregon. Massachusetts. What's going on, Sammy in Massachusetts? Greg, Outlaw Farms. What is going on? How is everybody? I'm going to show you guys some stuff today. I'm going to show you a couple things. And we're going to talk about the case law that surrounds the things that you're seeing and what violations those are, so that when you watch videos, you're able to look at it and go, oh, that's a Fourth Amendment violation. What's an unreasonable, sorry, you know what? Let me open this window. There we go. And then I won't have to burn a fan. So when we talk about the Fourth Amendment, it's the people's, it's the right of the people. The Fourth Amendment, the wording of it starts off, the Fourth Amendment is the right of the people. That's how the Fourth Amendment starts. That's the wording in our Constitution that says the Fourth Amendment in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. So against unreasonable searches and seizures. So then you start to say, okay, so the Fourth Amendment now is based on a reasonableness standard. What's an unreasonable seizure? What would be an unreasonable seizure? Well, if you guys saw the audit that I did at the DUI checkpoint, the cop decided to have a little bitty hissy fit because I touched the table. Because I touched it. And so the Fourth Amendment would say an unreasonable seizure would be if the state put out a Nazi checkpoint and a citizen of that state, walked by and put a finger on the table of the Nazi checkpoint, and then you arrested that person, that would be an unreasonable seizure. And of course, I would sue the cop for doing that, for a violation of my Fourth Amendment right. So now, at the end of the week here, when I have all these tabs open that I've looked at this week, and I haven't had a chance to share them yet, so I'm just going to go down the line of all the tabs that I have here, and I'm going to share each one of them one by one. And then I'm going to close that darn bugger. Okay, so I've had this tab open for like a week, and I have not covered it yet. So this is by KNPR, and this is about black drivers. When a police officer, let me see what you guys can see real quick. Sorry about that. Cool. When a police officer stops a black driver, the first 45 words said by that officer hold important clues about how their encounter is likely to go. Car stops result in search, handcuffing, or arrest are nearly 3 times more likely to begin with the police officer issuing a command such as keep your hands on the wheel or turn the car off. That's according to a new study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that examined police body camera footage of 577 routine traffic stops involving black drivers. 81 of these stops ultimately involve searches, handcuffing, or arrests. So, they need to change this handcuffing to torturing, because handcuffs are torture. Can you do me a favor just real quick? Can you put a 1 in the chat if you know for a fact that handcuffs are torture, or that you know that handcuffs are used as torture devices? Can you just put a 1 in the chat? And I know that this was for black folks, but just for my black brothers and sisters, because they know what it's like. It's happening to everybody now. It's happening to all of us. Nobody's immune unless you're a Supreme Court justice or a politician, or, none of us are immune. It's happening to middle-class folks, white folks, short folks, tall folks, fat folks, small people, little people. It's happening to every different person there is in the United States of America. So let's go back to this a little bit more, and let me just keep on reading this bad chicken. The first 45 words, which is less than 30 seconds on average, spoken by a law enforcement officer during a stop to a black driver can be quite telling about how the cop will end. Amid the high recent killings of Tyree Nichols and other black motorists, the findings of the grim sketch of how police stops can escalate and how black men can recognize the warning signs. So, y'all can definitely say that black men can recognize the warning signs, but y'all can just remember that this is all men and women can recognize the warning signs now. So just, I do know that trust me, trust me, I know. Rowe and her colleagues focused on black drivers because the group is stopped by the police at a higher rate and are more likely to be handcuffed, searched, and arrested than any other racial group. The car stop is by far the most common way people come in contact with the police. With the spread of body-worn cameras, we now have access to how these interactions unfold in real time. All of the stops in the study occurred in a racially diverse, medium-sized U.S. city over the course of a month. The researchers won't identify the city for privacy reasons. The vast majority of the stops we're looking at were for routine traffic stops. So, in other words, if down this article, as you read it, what you will find is that if the cop comes up and gives you a command, then you can almost be assured that you're going to have to grab your trifold and invoke your right to remain silent and make sure you're filming that copper. If they're going to give you a command, whether you're black or white, it said the study focused on black drivers because they know they get pulled over more, which is true. So, but that can apply to you no matter what color you are, no matter how short or your melanin is, how dark your melanin is, or light complected. It more matters on the type of car you're driving, what time of night you're driving. Depends on the copper. It depends on the copper. Okay, cool. So we got that one. And so cool. Whoops, I hope I didn't miss one. There's one I really want to show you guys. Here it is. Let's look at this one now. This is a really good one. Well, I mean, it's good because I'm going to be able to teach you a lesson from it, but
This is Mac Nelson, a Kansas City man who says he suffered excessive force at the hands of the Kansas City Police Department. In fact, he and his attorney told me they recently settled with KCPD for $500,000. It's a settlement they say wouldn't have been possible without a police accountability group and a video.
A video. That's the most important part that we're going to take away from this whole thing. Without the video, we're not watching this. This doesn't happen. We're not discussing the Kansas City Police excessive force lawsuit.
Captured on a cell phone. It's this same video that's now being reviewed along with the incident itself by the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office. A quick warning, some of the images and video you're about to see could be considered disturbing to some. It's been almost a year since the pavement outside this Kansas City gas station was marred by bloodstains from two separate incidents that happened just hours apart. Two things they share in common, both involved Kansas City police officers, and both were caught on camera. First, on August 8th, 2022, a man was shot and killed by KCPD, a shooting that was ruled justified after
Who ruled it justified? Was it an independent third-party agency that investigated?
Surveillance video showed him nearly hitting an officer with his vehicle. Then, hours later, police said a witness to that fatal shooting fell to the ground as he was resisting arrest. But his attorney and witnesses argue this cell phone video tells a much different story. As you watch, pay attention to the right side of the screen, almost off camera. It happened so fast, we're slowing the video down to give you a better look as Mac Nelson's body hits the ground. Steve Young was the man who happened to be recording at that very moment. A founding member of KC Leap, the law enforcement accountability project, Young and his team of volunteers make it their mission to respond to police-involved shootings, also they can monitor the investigations that ensue.
We will actually document the whole scene. We'll stay until the scene is clear. We'll actually question any witnesses, any people around in the area. We do our own canvassing. Because we just don't believe what the police, what the police say.
As
we question any witnesses, any people around in the area, we do our own canvassing.
So do you hear what this guy does?
Because we just don't believe what the police, what the police say.
So what he means by canvassing is they spread their people out over a canvas and they all film and record police to hold them accountable. And then they have a central database where they'll share information and videos about what they saw. Oh, I saw that cop, officer 0427 came into the, right, I saw 08427 as well at the gas station. Right, I saw that same cop at this time over here. And then there was a problem over in this different area. So they created like a way to keep track of the coppers in their neighborhood because like he said, they don't trust what the cops do and he doesn't trust what the cops say.
As soon as he heard the news about that officer-involved shooting, he rushed to the scene and hit record. Meanwhile, according to the police report, Nelson was filming the crime scene of the police-involved shooting on his Facebook Live. He was allegedly asked to move behind the crime scene tape, but refused to comply. The report states he was notified he was under arrest, and as an officer, referred to as P.O. Frazier, began to handcuff him, Nelson resisted by jerking his arms away and attempting to twist his body, resulting in him falling to the ground. But Young says that's not what he saw when the male officer approached Nelson from behind.
He placed himself behind Mac's back as if he was going to put handcuffs on him. And so from the time he got over there and he got behind his back, he picked him up and just body slammed him. It was like there was no conversation or anything.
He wasn't doing to y'all. He wasn't doing nothing to them.
I know.
He probably slammed his head on the ground.
Nelson was eventually taken to a local hospital by ambulance. According to his attorney, John Paserno, he suffered multiple injuries, leading to PTSD that lingers to this day.
Wow. I mean, take a look at this man's skull. Take a look at the gash. He slammed him head first. And as you guys saw, the
Slammed him.
Look, you can look over to the far right. You see that? One guy's standing there. I'll go back another.
Got over there and he got behind his back.
But look over to the right here. I'll turn the volume down. So now look over to the right. You see the cop's got the guy's back. He's not wiggling. He's not adjusting on the far right by the light pillar there. And now it's almost going out of frame. And now the cop is starting to shift his hips to throw Mac on his head right there. This man is not ready to be thrown on his head. He's not ready. He wasn't trying to fight. Oh, there he goes, head first into the ground. Boom. Ooh. Boom. Ooh.
He wasn't doing nothing to them.
I know. He suffered multiple injuries, leading to PTSD that lingers to this day.
He sustained numerous cuts, bruises, lacerations to his head, to the top of his shoulder, to his arm, and his face was split open pretty well. Blood was gushing out. He had to get, I believe, 11 stitches, some on the exterior of his face and then some on the inside to close up the wounds.
Paserno filed a lawsuit on Nelson's behalf, alleging excessive force and claiming officers lied on the police report. He says rather than take the case to trial, both sides reached a settlement of $500,000. But it's not a matter of case closed for Nelson just yet. That's because he was charged with 3 misdemeanors in connection with what happened that night: disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and trespassing, charges that landed him in jail till he entered a guilty plea.
So when he pled guilty, he had been in custody. And as too often happens in America, people plead guilty just to get out of jail, whether or not they're guilty. So for the last 30 years, I cannot tell you the dozens of times that clients either over at the jail or sitting in my office have told me, this happened. This officer assaulted me. This officer lied to me or lied in a police report.
Paserno says his client didn't know the video existed when he pleaded guilty. That discovery didn't come till much later, but he said it made all the difference in this case.
Do you think you would have been
Listen,
successful with this settlement if you hadn't had access to that video from Leap?
Absolutely not.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Listen twice.
But he said it made all the difference. He pleaded guilty. That discovery didn't come till much later, but he said it made all the difference in this case.
Do you think you would have been successful with this settlement if you hadn't had access to that video from Leap?
Absolutely not. No, there's no case without the video.
So
boom, right there. If that does not inspire each and every one of you to pick up a camera and film the cops when you see them, you don't have to get out of the car. You don't have to be a constitutional law scholar. You can just take your camera and point it at the coppers from inside your own car. You don't need to challenge anybody's authority. You don't need to be told to move because you'll be sitting in your car. If all of us, if every person in here over the next week filmed police, there would be an accountability reckoning coming, because of the people who are here now. If you filmed police, if every one of us filmed police this week, every time you saw them, I guarantee you within 1 week, next Sunday, everybody would come here and say, what'd you get? Who's in? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you promise for 1 week and we meet here next Sunday and we talk about it, put a 1 in the chat. If you promise you will film police for the next 1 week, every time you see them. And then next Sunday at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we meet here. I'm seeing a lot of ones. You better keep your word, baby. You better keep your word. Keep your word.
tomorrow, attorney John Paserno will be back in court trying to get the convictions against Mac Nelson reversed. KCPD conducted its own internal investigation into what happened, and that investigation has been turned over to the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office, where it is still under review. Now, because of that ongoing investigation, KPD told me they were unable to comment on the story.
But what about the officer involved in the altercation, P.O. Frazier?
Well, that they actually were able to confirm for us. They said both that officer and the officer who wrote that police report are both still on active duty. They're both still on patrol. Obviously, if anything changes in terms of any charges or if those convictions are reversed, we'll certainly update our viewers accordingly.
All right, just learned Casey Leap's been around for just 2 years now.
Yeah, since 2021, they said they're made up of all volunteers and they get called all hours of the day and the night. They respond to these scenes and they try to document everything.
All right, Kayla, thanks for this important story. Appreciate it.
So let's see where this was. So this is KH. Let me see where this takes us to. So this is Kansas City. So the LEAP organization, if you want to know, that they're talking about is in Kansas City. So if you live there, that's where you'll be able to find LEAP, the LEAP organization. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go, like, if you're just joining us, what I'm doing is, first of all, if you're just joining me, hit the like button What's up, Charlie? Hit the like button, just real fast. Hit the like button, and then put in the comment section. They already put it there. OTVO. Overturned Terry versus Ohio. So at the end of the week, every Sunday, I'm just going to go down the list of tabs that I have open, and I'm going to talk about the things that I wanted to talk about this week, but I didn't get a chance to talk about them. So this is good news. This is good news. So I want to share this with you. I saw this week, and I didn't get a chance, or this could be fairly new, because I have this up as one of my tabs that I have to share. So this guy right here, he got fired. Let me open this big so you guys can see it. This guy right here, Village of Elmwood attorney, that Anthony Armbruster has been fired. The termination was effective yesterday. In the termination letter, Chief Randall Newsom said Armbruster violated the code of conduct policy. Village of Elmwood Place. Oh, okay. Okay.
A local officer is on the other side of the law tonight, accused of being so drunk behind the wheel he actually passed out.
Yeah, so the Elmwood Police Department is telling us the officer is now on leave. Only on WLWT, Jatera McGee has the body cam video from that.
Does she seem like she's drunk, or was that me?
He actually passed out.
Yeah, so the Elmwood Police Department is telling us the officer is now on leave. Only on WLWT, Jatera McGee has the body cam video from that night, and she found out that this was not his first arrest in the last year.
It's 4 a.m. Friday, and an Elmwood Place police officer is on the other side of a traffic stop. A witness reported someone passed out at the wheel near the train tracks. Elmwood police responded and called St. Bernard police when they realized who the driver was.
What's going on?
Body camera video shows 28-year-old officer Anthony Armbruster slumped over behind the wheel. Medics had to be called.
Seriously, I'm sorry. Everything was okay.
Police said Armbruster smelled like alcohol, had slurred, slow speech, and bloodshot eyes. He admitted he'd been drinking.
How much? A couple. I am not coming to work. No, I have court here in like 5 hours.
Where are you coming from?
Here's the question. Do you think that 5 hours later that he got to go to court? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that those cops didn't put him in a cell and he actually made his court hearing that day. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's true, because I do. I think they put him in the cuffs for the dog and pony show for us, for the cameras. They got to the jail. They took him out of those cuffs. They let him go and said, make sure you make court at 8 a.m. on Zoom. I'm just keeping it real.
13, 14 minutes away.
He agreed to perform field sobriety tests.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The police report notes he used his arms for balance and stepped offline. He was handcuffed and later charged with.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm so sorry. So, okay. Now I remember. We covered this week. That's why I have that tab open and I had to look up who he was, because we covered this. And then I saw later that he got fired. So another pig gone. But so let me explain something about a pig being fired. So you have to know this. This is super important. When a pig gets fired or resigns, it doesn't matter. He doesn't lose his peace officer's license from that. His firing gets kicked back to post, and then post does a review of the fired piggy's file. And then post, often backed by the Fraternal Order of Police, will say the officer needs to come back for more training. And then that copper, his peace officer's certificate that he has is good for 5 years. So he might go back and work at the peace officer standard training facility for a year. He might do all kinds of things. But go ahead, Charlie. Go. Let me my dog out. What's up? What's up, Playboy?
No, I'm just going to go to the
Go. Let's go. See you later. But he's just because he got fired doesn't mean anything. He's only lost his job. He's only lost his job. He hasn't lost his license to get the same job again, which is how it should be, but that's not how it is at all. So you have to understand that. He can be fired all he wants. He can often, so when cops resign, what they're doing is preserving their pension, preserving the stuff they already had stocked away in their retirement and all that stuff. But my talk's going nuts. I'm so sorry. So anyway, at least one more piggy has bitten the dust. So we will say goodbye to that piggy. And now let me take a look at. Oh, okay. Yeah, this guy got charged with assault and strangulation. I wanted to show this. This is a year old too, but I saw this and I was like, this is disgusting. So every time I see something super, super disgusting, I want to share with you, because I want to show you that when you give one person absolute power over other people, it corrupts them to the core. They become completely corrupted. They become a devil that you didn't even know about. How many people have you heard their brother say, oh, my brother's a cop and he's a good person? How many people have you said, oh yeah, my dad's a cop and he was a good cop? No, really. They'll sit you down, they'll look you dead in the eyes, and they'll say, no, Chille, listen, I know, I see what you do. I see you go out. I know. And some of those cops really deserve it, but not my dad. My dad was a really, really good cop. Put a 1 in the chat if you are pretty sure that person's dad or brother or sister or mother or whoever it is, yeah, got corrupted with the power. They didn't go in being evil. They didn't have gills in the side of their neck and their eyes didn't blink vertically. It didn't happen that way. It didn't start off like that. The power, baby, the power you get absolute power over another person to where you can shackle them. And if they clench up their shoulder, when you have them in shackles, what are you doing? Are you clenching up your shoulder, you son of a dirt? You, dude, he's clenching. Stop clenching. Stop clenching. You relax. How do you know he's resisting? He's moving. So I'm sorry if your brother or your cousin or your lover is a piggy. Unfortunately, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. So everybody knows that I'm running to be king of the peons. I'm going to run to be king of the peons. You're going to get a peon into the executive office. I'm going to be the king executive of all the peons. And when the peon gets into the executive, the only thing that's going to be able to keep someone honest is when everything's on camera, film everything. Every bill you sign, every meeting you go to, announce to them all. It's going to be on camera. Everything's going to be recorded. People get to see what we're doing. Why would we hide it? This is a meeting that people need to know about. You can't get transparency from government. I could go on and just absolutely you get pissed off in 2 seconds flat. Just thinking about the tyrannical, absolute garbage state that our government has created for all of us.
Officer is off the job tonight, accused of assaulting his girl.
A Greensburg police officer is off the job tonight, accused of assaulting his girlfriend.
Yeah, investigators say Officer Ken Burke told the victim to take her own life. Ross Gadati has more on what police say happened. Ross.
It is one of the most common things you can report to as a police officer, and that, of course, is a domestic incident. But in this particular case, the tables are turned somewhat. Strangulation, harassment, simple assault, they're the charges facing Officer Ken Burke after he allegedly attacked the woman.
According to court records, the incident happened last Friday at Burke's home in Greensburg. Investigators say Burke, a 5-year veteran of the Greensburg Police Force and the department's canine handler, confronted the woman over the victim supposedly giving his cell phone number out to a stranger. According to the criminal complaint, Burke placed his arms around the victim in a chokehold, lifting the woman off the ground.
So in case you didn't get that, I'm so sorry. In case you didn't get that. So why did the copper beat his girlfriend? How come he beat his girlfriend? There's really nothing to see on the video, but I wanted to catch this. I wanted everybody to hear this. He strangled and beat his girlfriend. How come?
And the department's canine handler confronted the woman over the victim supposedly giving his cell phone number out to a stranger.
I mean, I often laugh. I'm not laughing because it's like, oh, that's funny. I'm laughing because, like, how morbid. Like, it's like almost like an uncomfortable. I hear myself laugh, and I'm like, I just wanted to kind of like tell you the reason I laugh is because it's such a ridiculously stupid.
According to the criminal complaint, Burke placed his arms around the victim in a chokehold, lifting the woman off the ground. The victim apparently kicked at Burke to try to get away. Once again, according to court records, the victim continued to resist until Burke allegedly threw the woman to the ground, shouting profanity and telling her to go kill herself. Westmoreland County.
She shouldn't have given her number to somebody else.
The district attorney's office is not commenting on the matter and has turned the investigation over to the state attorney general's office. Greensburg Police Chief Sean Denning declined comment, but did tell KDKA off camera that Burke surrendered his service firearm and department vehicle and is on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
So put a 1 in the chat if you think absolutely nothing happened to the copper. Put a 1 in the chat if you think absolutely nothing happened. 0. Oh, and there's something. Listen. So this right here, can everybody see this comment below me? Can everybody see the comment? I'm going to read it out loud. I feel sad for the people before cameras. Can you just imagine the number of good citizens who have been destroyed by the cops? Can I show you real fast? It will literally take probably 2 minutes of research. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys don't mind if I kind of go. I have a bunch of tabs to show you, but I'll just take you. Shark Racer, just so you know, I can show you what it was like before there were cameras. I can give you a glimpse of what it was like when I first started working with Carlos Miller over at Photography Is Not a Crime in 2012, 2013. When did I fly to New Hampshire to go see the cop block guys? I went to New Hampshire in 20, I want to say 2012 or so. So that's how far back I've been involved in this kind of thing. So I'm going to take you down the right because, just so you know, the rest of this video, the reporter just says, blah, 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 blah. Nothing happens to the cop. Another dude beats his wife. I just want to show how cops beat their wives, beat their girlfriends. He choked her. She gave away her number. That's all I want to expose here. A cop choked his chick because she gave her number to somebody else. He choked her. You see, I laugh again. I'm not laughing about a woman being choked. It's just so ridiculously stupid, preposterous that my senses just go, that is, I guess I just have done this for so long that I laugh. So just go to Wikipedia. Let me show you something. Killed by police list 2000. Let's go 2008. Let me see if this gets it here. 2007. So here, let me see what you guys can see real quick, and I'll show you guys. So, okay, 2009, this will work. So I'm answering, you guys see Shark Racer's question down there? I'm answering your question. So here, and you guys just saw, I just pulled this up randomly. These are prior to two killings of law enforcement by law enforcement officers prior to 2009. So then you see the name right here, and pretty much all you have to do is the bigger the paragraph over here on the right, you can pretty much guarantee you there's some BS excuse in there. Shot while attempting to run. Police were responding to a citizen report of a kidnap by George. Shot to death by off-duty officer who was accompanying his girlfriend. Had looking for a person who's stolen a pizza from their two sons during an altercation in the Allen's front home, leaving him paralyzed. He died 3 months later. Ellison shot Allen in the back. He refused to put down a firearm, killed after a high-speed chase. Shot in the back of the head by an off-duty officer who lived in the same block as Hull. So that's the explanation right there. Shot in the back of the head by an off-duty officer who lived on the same block as Hull. I wonder if that could have been dirty. I wonder if this one could have been something, you know what I'm saying? Shot by police officers after allegedly pointing a gun at them. They were investigating a burglary. I just don't know how much of that is true. Shot and killed when he allegedly shot at them. So anyway, sorry. I don't mean to go too far off because, you know, when I get into the research of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and why it's so important, when you go down that list, that Wikipedia page that I just showed you, and you read the excuses as to why people were killed, you go, what? Yo.
This is an NCIC operator with a call from
Jason.
To accept this call at a rate of 16 cents per minute, press 1. To decline this call, press 2. Your prepaid balance is too low to make this call. To add funds to your prepaid balance using the credit card we have on file, please press 1. To add $10 to your account, press 1. To add $25, you have selected $10 as the amount you would like to add to your prepaid account. If this is correct, press 1. If it is not for security purposes, please enter the last 4 digits of the credit card we have on file. For security purposes, please enter the last.
This is Jason Dollarhide calling me from jail.
For security purposes, please enter to add funds to your prepaid balance using the credit card we have on file, please press 1. To use a different credit card, press 2. To add $10 to your account, press 1. To add $20, you have selected $10 as the amount you would like to add to your prepaid
He's calling from
account.
jail.
If this is correct, press 1. If it is not correct, please enter your card number now. Please enter the 3-digit.
1 second. I'm going to get Jason on the phone. I'm jumping through all the hoops. Almost done.
You have 13 minutes available for this call.
Jason.
Man.
Hey.
Dude. Hey, Chille.
You're lucky I have an account for Tahlequah Jail.
It's Cleveland County.
Whatever. I have an account for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you? What's going on with you, Jason?
Man, they had a bondsman come up here to bond me out, and my other bondsman got mad and withdrew my other bond. And it made my bond go up, like, now it's 154, not 125. So now I have to rebond on the other stuff that I've been showing up for court forever on, and I don't even know why they've done that to me. I'm absolutely lost. My wife is out there having seizures and freaking out. I mean, this is day 8. She's been working her ass off to get everything imaginable lined up, and then the bondsman got mad because we used a different bondsman. Well, she should have bonded me out. You know what I mean? I mean, we're lost, Chille. I think she even pulled my wife's bond. So now my wife has a court date of August 3rd, and mine's August 9th. I told my wife, I said, just get a new bondsman, rebond yourself out, and then we'll work on me. But you got to worry about you because you're out there with Avery. I mean, she's the only person in my world, you know? I mean, we had people drive from Tulsa all over today, from Lexington, and they pulled that shit on us, man. I was fixing to get out of jail, supposedly. Are you there?
I'm just listening. What can I do to help?
Man.
In the event a third-party call is detected, your call will be terminated without warning.
I mean, dude, we're just in a bind, dude. I'm not out in the world, so if I was out in the world, I would make every dime and not ask for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm the full breadwinner in my home. My wife stays at home with our daughter. We homeschool. I mean, we're just in need of funds, man. I will do everything I can to get it back to whoever. I mean, but I'm lost on this bondsman by dropping my other bond because we've used a different bondsman. I'm just.
In the event a third-party call is detected, your call will be terminated without warning.
Something about third-party calls.
Ignore that. Ignore it. So here's what we can work on, Jason. We can work on getting your bond, the bond money. There's additional bond money now. So how much is that? Let's get in touch with Heather and see where she is on her bond, because you can't have you guys in jail or you lose your kid.
Her bond's only like, I think $1,000 or $1,500, and we only paid like $200, and they got it right out. So I mean, hers ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No, money. $200 is $200. $500 is.
I mean,
it's a lot of money.
$200, but my bond is. Oh man.
But you're not lost, Jason. That's why you called me. Because you're not lost. You just need someone to tell you you're perfectly fine. They're trying to strip away. I know. I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Chamber's horrible.
I know. They're trying to break you down. They want to break your spirit and break your will.
Right.
That's what they're doing right now.
My wife's out there losing it, man. Like, it was so hard to talk to her just 30 minutes ago. Because she at like 4:30, she's like, "Babe, I'm at the bondsman office. We are leaving the city. We're headed to Cleveland County." And then like 3 hours went by, and I finally, I don't have a tablet no more. I finally talked to guard and let me make some phone calls. And I got out here, and she was, man, oh my Lord, it was bad. It was really bad.
Did you hold her together?
What's that?
You got to hold her together.
Yeah, I mean, I told her. I even got my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter. I said, "Baby, do Daddy the biggest favor. Squeeze your mommy with everything you have, and tell her it's gonna be okay. Daddy's coming home really soon, really soon." And it's even my mother-in-law staying with her because she had a seizure at Walmart when they were getting gas yesterday. Because people are lying and telling her this and telling her one thing and then not showing up. Or I really don't know, man. Like I said, I feel lost.
You're all right, bro. You're all right. Listen, you're okay, dude. You are okay. I promise. You're okay. We're going to help you, but you got to make sure she holds it together so that we can, because if her bond's only a couple $100, that's fine. We can do that.
She has money, you know what I'm saying, to get herself taken care of, but she can't be getting arrested while I'm in here, you know?
Well, that's, you can't worry though.
I'm not.
Right.
She knows what to do.
She knows what to do.
I told her to get a hold of you was the main thing. I said, I'm going to try at 9 o'clock. It just turned 9 o'clock here. That's why I called.
Well, you caught me at the right time. So.
Sounds good, brother.
You know, I'm always here, Jason.
My lawyer out on the outside is supposed to be hitting them for a bond reduction, but that's
tomorrow.
Started Friday, but nothing's happened yet.
Well, that could go to tomorrow. Where tomorrow's Monday.
That's what I'm saying. This next 5 days, something can change because the courthouse is not open on the weekend.
Right.
So, like I said, this Cleveland County Courthouse, they're only open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So
don't get caught up in the drama of anything outside with the bondsman and all that stuff. You have a new bondsman now. Just move forward. Don't get caught up in anything.
Oh, yeah. My wife's working on it. She ain't giving up, man.
Right.
Like I said,
and you can have her contact me.
What's that?
You can have her contact me if we need to raise more money.
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm leaning towards, man. I much appreciate it.
Yeah.
I would love to be calling you, you know, like during the live or something, but they're probably about to be locking me back down. I'm supposed to be moving because my toilet hasn't worked for 4 days. And I told them I can't do another day like this, man.
How many hours a day are you locked down?
Every day. I've been out one time since Thursday. I've been out twice this entire week. I've had 2 showers now. I just got out of the shower. So that was a big relief.
And there's no victim. There's no victim of any crime. There's no restitution due. You have created no harm to anybody or any property. You've hurt nobody. This is incredible that this treatment can happen to Americans in this country.
I'm just shocked that the bondsman that's been on my case. I've made YouTube videos saying, making, you know, their office.
Hold on. Whoa, I can't. Just let's move forward. I understand. I want to hear it. I want to hear your pain, but I want to move forward. We got to get the new bondsman. We got to get the money. I know it. I know you're upset, bro. I know you're upset. I know you are. But the most important thing, getting you out, staying positive, focusing on that. There's people who care that you're in the dungeon. There's people who care about you being locked away, and they've seen your video and they know that you're being cheated.
And this Friday is my daughter's 6th birthday. I have not missed one birthday, and I'm begging that this country will stand up and help the dollar hides out in their time of need to make sure that this breadwinner daddy gets home to his little girl and make sure she has the bestest birthday he can make sure that she has. I mean, this Friday is her 6th birthday.
He had no idea I was live. He has no idea he's live now. Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
I've been hearing, I hear clicks and stuff. I don't know if it hung up.
No, I put it on mute for a second. You can't have any third party connections. So I'll tell you more when you're out of jail.
Sounds good.
But I promise I have your best interest, buddy.
I don't doubt, Chille. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're going through this, but I want you to stay strong. You're not lost. Remember,
Man, we're gonna get through this. I know I am.
Yeah, they want to break you
It's a rough
down.
match.
Yeah. No, yeah, they want to break your will. They want to see you cry. They want to see you at your lowest. That's what they're trying to do. Break your will. You're fighting against the state for them wrongfully arresting you. They want to hurt you. They want to hurt your family, try to take your kid away. They want to do anything they can to stop you from fighting the state.
Yep.
That's what they want to do, Jason. That's what they're doing to you now.
That's about that.
This is the cost of being a freedom fighter.
Yep. Freedom ain't free right now.
No. We have to fight for our freedom. We have to fight for our freedom. 1,000%.
America's turning into Germany or China right now.
Oh, I was just at a Nazi checkpoint yesterday. It's funny you'd say that.
It's wild.
I need you to get a hold of Heather and see how much more money she needs for that bond. Don't tell her to spin in a circle. Tell her she can always call my phone, text me, and I can call her back. I check my.
I knew like 2,500. 2,500, I think, will get me out. We had a lady that she heard the story and at first wasn't doing nothing, and then I called her and I was like, "Listen, I've used the same, what I just told you," and she was like, "Wait a minute, what?" She's like, "They pulled your bond for no reason, just because you were going to use a different bondsman." Like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, that's probably illegal.
I know, but you're stuck on that. You got to move forward, man. But it's all right. I understand.
This is what the new bondsman was asking.
I know it. I know it. It's you got shafted, Jason. You got shafted. You got shafted.
Right.
You got cheated.
Yeah, for no reason.
Bite down hard.
I mean, they should have posted the bond Monday when they could, but no, they were. I don't know what they
just bite down hard, bro. Move forward.
Yep.
Dude, it's the best movie line quote that I just continue to tell myself over and over and over. Every time I get kicked square in the nuts, every time after a betrayal, after a loss, I go back to that movie I saw when I was a kid. It's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can be hit and keep moving forward.
Get up and get back out there.
Can they take you off your focus? Can they take you off what you're doing? Can they take you off your mission? If they can, then you need to readjust what your mission is. So that's you have to keep going forward. You're in jail, bro. They got you locked down. They're threatening your family. You got to find the coal, the diamond inside your chest and persevere through the darkness. You have to. I was in jail.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And I got 1 minute remaining.
It's the worst, man. I know what you're going through. I've been in jail. I was in jail for a week straight in LA County and Twin Towers. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's terrifying every night, every day.
I'm gonna, when it hangs up, I'll call my wife and have her reach out to you.
I'll reach out to her too.
Okay, man. I appreciate it.
Love you, buddy. Stay strong.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate everything you're doing, brother.
You know it. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll call tomorrow.
All right. All right. Later, Jason.
Bye.
Bye, buddy. That was Jason Dollarhide from the jail. So what I'm going to do, I was going to cover a few more videos, but I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump off this live. I'm going to reach out to his wife. I'm going to start to do a little reconnaissance and see. I need to find out who that bail bondsman is, what's happening with her bond, make sure that she's not in risk of going to jail and Avery being snatched away by the kidnapping services. So I'll have to jump. I got to jump. I'm sorry. I wish I could stay. Most of the time, just so you guys know, most of my work is not on camera. I try to put everything on camera, but most of the time what I do is not on camera. So, all right, I got to get the flock out of here. Yeah, and there's more to that story too. I got a lot. I wish I won't be able to focus until I call Heather. So I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Get your wallet out. Get your wallet out. There's going to be a fundraiser coming up. Get your wallet out. If you guys Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal me and put Jason's bond, there's going to be more money he's going to need. We're going to have to do another fundraiser. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Gators.